Dear Giorgio, it's a privilege really to have you on our conference and to have the possibility also to address a couple of focused questions after an amazing, a very rich and insightful presentation that you delivered on the stage. Let's focus a little bit on AI and on the AI impact, but seen from the global perspective as you are in this subject. As generative AI adoption accelerates in manufacturing.
Yes.
Which trends will define really its successful implementation and will allow to unlock its potential?
Yeah. Thank you, Rodica, first for having me. My pleasure to be here and
Thank
connect
you.
with all these nice people. Coming to the question, you're right. I mean, in order to have successful implementation, or what differentiates successful implementation to unsuccessful implementation, sometimes are based on four main drivers. The first, probably the most important, is data. Having the right governance, the right quality, and the right amount of data, because AI is based on data, and if you don't have quality data, you don't have quality output. The second one is also having the right organization around that, because you need to maintain the system, you need to govern the data, you need to control, to have security around the data and around the information. That's a second pillar. A third pillar is AI literacy, education. Okay, everybody needs to understand the principle of artificial intelligence, need to understand where to use, what AI is good at and what AI is not good at.
Alongside the whole organization, from
Yes.
the top to down.
To the top to down, yeah, to avoid resistance and to use it at its best. Yes, top from the management, but also down. And the management has actually another role, the vision, the strategy. They need to be deliberately pushing for modernization, for innovation. Give room to their decision maker to try, to experiment, and eventually fail. There is no innovation without failure. You did it.
Thank you so much. And the second question will be if you can share another example of a cross-industry collaboration where AI in manufacturing has benefited from innovations coming from other sectors.
Is actually Formula One. You have to imagine that a Formula One car is producing 1 million data points per second. It's a kind of ecosystem of parts, the tires, the engine, the fuel, the track itself, the condition of the track. So all has to come together and all need to be analyzed in real time if you want to win the race, if you want to have the right strategy, change the tire at the right lap and give the right advice to the drivers. And that's an example of how data and how manufacturing should leverage data coming from their machine for actually the same purpose. You don't need to win a race, but you want to have your machine available. You want to maximize the efficiency of your production. You don't want to drift and have performance issue coming on. So then that's something manufacturing is learning, how to look at data and how to use artificial intelligence to analyze big data and make decisions quickly and fast enough to keep production running.
And now coming back to Romania reality,
Yes.
Because the data are not very encouraging. According to the last study published by Ernst & Young in July this year, it says that 60% of organizations and companies from Romania, they are in testing phase or even are in the planning phase to explore AI solutions. But the real rate of the organizations that really build architecture of data, it's only 11.2%. So the adoption rate is very, very low. In this context, what you would recommend to the top managers of Romanian manufacturing sector, which concrete steps or first steps, pragmatic, low risk, low cost, to be undertaken in order to enjoy the really quick impact?
Yes. So first I will start and link to the first question is about education and giving room for failure, for experimenting. So I'd encourage all the business leaders to experiment, start themselves, give the example, and let their talents experiment and try how to use this new technology. But the second one, I think the most important thing, or the lowest hanging fruit, is try to gather and collect what we call institutional knowledge. So what differentiates one company to the other is the knowledge, is how you're doing things, the processes, the quality, the specification you put in and the talents that are working in your factory.
Thank you so much for this intervention.
Thank you, Rodica. It's my pleasure.